Hey everyone, welcome to Pickleball and Beyond. My name's Ryan.
My name is Vino.
And today we are looking at the Holbrook Power Pro Series Paddles. So my favorite part about this lineup is that they gave a 12mm, 14mm, and 16mm option, all in the same shape, which you just do not see nowadays. So let's hear your initial thoughts on these paddles.
All the paddles come really nice, well constructed, feels solid. I like the premier quality to it, simplicity on the design, but just pops out. All of these are 16.5 paddles as far as height goes, and the width is 7.5. And like you said, 12mm, 14mm, and 16mm.
Yep.
And plays very similar, but just has a little bit of variance.
Yeah, smaller variances than we were expecting in all categories.
Yes.
Hey everyone, hope you're enjoying this current paddle review. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying our content. It really helps us keep the channel running, and you'll get to see all of our latest and greatest videos.
So let's go straight into how would we categorize all the paddles? Would we stand anything out, or would we put them all in one category?
What's funny is, so this is their Power Pro series,
Yes.
right? Because it's elongated. But I still believe these are all three I would consider just an all-around paddle.
I totally agree.
All three.
Yes.
Just in different spectrums in there, but they're all still all around. I would not consider any of these power paddles.
Yes. Yep. This is like one of the control 12mm paddle.
Yeah, that was the highlight on that. That was
Yes,
awesome.
for a 12mm paddle, you got a lot of control. So let's start there and work our spectrum. How are we kind of scoring this? How did you feel the control on all of these paddles?
The control on all of them, again, we didn't want to call them control paddles by any means. But I think it was just really cool to see what you're holding right now, the 12mm. I mean, compared to the 16, there was a bit of a difference, but nothing insane. And the 14 was a nice
in between,
but all of them were, I mean, especially like the 12 and the 14 were more than I was expecting.
Yeah, I expected for a thinner paddle, and I've played with more thinner paddles. It comes out a little bit faster.
It plays like an Onyx Z5. It just
it's like you have to control the dink, especially when you're in the kitchen. And I was very surprised how much a dwell there was, and how much it stayed on the paddle, and you were able to just control and dink it. How you were able to get those soft shots going.
And it only got better as you worked your way up.
You worked your way up. So if we gave this a score of about 6, we'll give that a 6.5. It's just notches up, just very small gradients of notches. Let's go back resets. How did you feel resets as far as all these three paddles?
So that's where the 12 was definitely a little tougher, right? I mean, it is 12mm at the end of the day. That's where it fell off a bit. That's where your 16 would be a nice, really good option. And for me, the highlight there was how similar the 14mm was to the 16.
Yes.
In terms of control, these were pretty darn similar for the resets and hitting drops. You felt a drop off in the 12, but I was surprised to see the 14 get really close to the 16mm.
Okay, so let's turn that around. Now we are in the baseline. Let's talk about power.
Yep.
16 to 12, and how did that 14 play in between?
Yeah, so that's where, for their power shape, that's where, the 16 definitely did not fit into a full-on power paddle. But then going all the way to the 12, even that wasn't smoking the ball insanely hard. More of all of these played in that middle ground, but again, going back to the middle child here of the 14mm, it was closer to the 12.
Exactly.
Then, the 16 definitely fell behind, but the 14 was so close to the 12 in the power category. Very tiny differences between these
and you saw that when you drove, and when you also tried to reset those hard balls that were coming, those quick changes. This had just that balance of maneuverability, right? And we kind of favored that as being the in-between, especially when we were playing with all three.
It seemed because it seemed like the 14 retained. It got close, very close to the control of the 16, close to the power of the 12, right? So it was really cool that we both ended up agreeing that the 14mm definitely was our favorite for, that in-between.
And as far as twist weight go, 6.0, 6.1, 6.2. Literally
almost
human error variance, get what I mean? Because on one of the averages, I did get a 6.1 on that, so very close. Twist weight though, a little bit variant, right? So this one, the 12 came at 114, 116, and 119, and since it was so close between these two, we felt the maneuverability equally good with the 14 as well.
And with the 16, again, that was just, you could feel that little less maneuverability in the 16.
Just a smidge, but yeah,
all
it
very
was
small differences.
Yes, again, very small. All were very nice. Going to spin just quickly. All three had decent spin, would you say so?
Yeah, that's exactly how I'd say it. And between the paddles, it was pretty similar to all of them. Again, yes, the 16 has a little more dwell. Maybe would get a smidget more, but they were all very comparable in this.
What kind of people would like this paddle? Let's go for that.
So I think this paddle is perfect for people that like that elongated shape with the long handle, right? But funny enough, even though this is their Power Series, I think if you're more looking for that something in between that offers, right, a nice amount of power and a nice amount of control, I think you can find something between these different thicknesses that'll be great for you. I think there's a lot of elongated paddles that certainly hit harder, but they lose tons of control. And then the opposite, there's some that are sponges that don't hit the ball hard. I think all of these find a nice home right in the middle in this specific shape.
And go check out, we had done Holbrook reviews before, and we really enjoyed their paddles. They came out very early, they had really good paddles, and it's really nice to see one shape, one size with this slight variance where you can try and see I like just the touch of control, I'll take that. Or I like just more touch of power, or I want something right at the center. So it kind of covers that ground really well. So it's a very exciting series. Price, MSRP.
So the current MSRP on these paddles is $220.
Use our code, you get a discount on that. On the higher end, so that's something to bear in mind. But apart from that, I think it's easy paddles to pick up.
Absolutely.
Beginner, intermediate, and still even advanced players that want to try something that's a bit different. I think there's something to it. So let me ask you a just quick question. If you were to pick one of these three.
Oh, I said it earlier. I said it right away. Yeah, the 14 millimeter, like I said, it seemed like this retained the best qualities from both
Exactly,
ends.
yes. And for a 14 millimeter, I was very surprised. I was very pleasantly surprised. So hope you enjoyed this review. Please subscribe. That's how we help keep this paddle review channel going. Please comment. We love hearing from you. Hopefully, we'll see you in another paddle review.